In this video, there are 6 read aloud practice with timer, and at the end of practice, you will find useful tips.
History rubs shoulders and often overlaps with many other areas of research, from myths and epics to the social sciences, including economics, politics, biography, demography, and much else besides. Some histories are almost pure narratives, while others go in for detailed, tightly focused analyses of, for example, the parish records of a Cornish village in the 16th century.
There are many kinds of pond, but nearly all are small bodies of shallow, stagnant water in which plants with roots can grow. Water movement is slight and temperatures fluctuate widely. The wealth of plants ensures that during daylight hours oxygen is plentiful. However, at night, when photosynthesis no longer takes place, oxygen supplies can fall very low.
Before the time of Alexander the Great, the only Eastern people who could be compared with the Greeks in the fields of science and philosophy were from the Indian subcontinent. However, because so little is known about Indian chronology, it is difficult to tell how much of their science was original and how much was the result of Greek influence.
While far fewer people these days write letters and therefore have less use for stamps, there are still a few categories of stamp which attract collectors. Stamps in common use for an indefinite period until the price goes up are called definitive issues, while a more collectible type of stamp is the commemorative issue, honoring people, events, and anniversaries.
In the second quarter of the 19th century, a rapidly growing middle class created a great demand for furniture production. Yet at this stage, while machines were used for certain jobs, such as carved decoration, there was no real mass production. The extra demand was met by numerous woodworkers. Mass production came later, and the quality of domestic furniture declined.
In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were, therefore, the symbols not of nations, but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the noble's coat of arms, and the size of the flag was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility.
PTE, read aloud. About the task type, this is a long answer speaking task type that tests reading and speaking skills. You have to read aloud a short text with correct pronunciation and intonation. Strategies. Use the 30 to 40 seconds before the microphone opens to skim the text and understand the topic. Use the punctuation and grammar to identify where pauses will be needed between meaning groups. Identify any words that may be less familiar to you and think how they might be pronounced. Read the first part aloud before the microphone opens. This will help you to begin speaking when you hear the tone. While you read, begin reading as soon as the tone sounds and the recording status changes to a blue bar. As you read, stress the words that carry important information. Use pausing to group the text into meaningful chunks. Use rising intonation to show a contrast, and falling intonation to show that you have finished a point or sentence, or come to the end of what you are saying. Take your time. You have plenty of time, so do not rush. Read with meaning, at a normal volume. Do not leave out any words. If you make a mistake, correct it and continue. Do not stop reading, and do not begin again at the beginning. Click Next when you are ready to go on to the next task. Sub-skills tested. Reading, identifying a writer's purpose, style, tone or attitude, understanding academic vocabulary, reading a text under timed conditions. Speaking, speaking for a purpose, to repeat, to inform, to explain, reading a text aloud, speaking at a natural rate, producing fluent speech, using correct intonation, using correct pronunciation, using correct stress. Speaking under timed conditions.